Howdy, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome. You all are so mean to me, I swear. 1 minute late, and the first chat message is tisk, tisk, tisk. Can we accept 1 minute late? Rude. Y'all are on me every time, I swear. Welcome to ID at Xbox. We're doing another developer stream today. We've got a whole bunch of stuff going on right now. So let me just kind of recap what last week through the next 2 weeks looks like. Last week we had 32 games launch on ID at Xbox. A nice little pickup. Game music is low. That's okay. We're just chatting right now anyway. Let's see. 32 games come out last week. Free Code Friday is continuing to be, as successful as I could have ever hoped. I think by the end of the 5 o'clock poll period, we were at 900 entries. Crazy. And then this upcoming week is Gamescom. All of the Gamescom stuff. So it's pretty exciting to see everything that's getting planned out for that. You guys are in for quite an interesting Gamescom. At least I hope so. I hope you find it that way. And then right now we're targeted at about 40 games launching this week during Gamescom week. So I'm incredibly busy right now. And then next week, 1 week after Gamescom, is PAX West, where I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on for PAX West too. I'm not going to be on the show floor doing PAX stuff, but all the press and everyone is coming over to Seattle. All the game devs are coming over to Seattle. So there's just so much going on. I want to make sure that I can meet with our ID devs that are here in town, because it's important. All their games are going to be coming out in the near future, and it's necessary to make sure that we're helping them out, right? So busy weeks ahead of us, but let's get into it today. Today I've brought over the developer of Mind Over Magnet, which is the game we're going to be playing today. Welcome, Mark. Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to turn you up just a little bit, and then chat can yell at me to turn you down. So, yeah. So, Mark, you want to introduce yourself and let us know? Mark is, I know, not muted. Let's, this was a mistake on the last stream. I forgot to swap the audio over, but I checked before we started today's stream. So, yeah, give us an introduction. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about, Mind Over Magnet.
Yeah, my name's Mark Brown. I am probably best known for my YouTube channel, which is called Game Maker's Toolkit, where I talk about game design and level design and, how the best games are made and interview developers and stuff like that. I've been doing that for 8 years, I think, talking about other people's games, and realized that there was only so much that I could really learn from that sort of outsider perspective. So I decided it was time to learn how to make my own game, go through get in the trenches with everyone else, see what that's all about, show the whole process as much as possible on videos and sort of devlogs and stuff, from literally just how do you use Unity, what is this strange piece of software, to releasing the game on PC and now on Xbox.
Awesome.
And this is the result, Mind Over Magnet.
Okay, that's awesome. So during the development process of the game, you said you recorded as much of it as possible. Did you live stream it as well, on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that?
I did one live stream. To be honest, I was just very nervous about showing people my terrible programming code, and thought it would just be a lot of people roasting me. And so to sort of save my own skin, I would mostly just do it in the background and then make really nice polished videos where it looks like I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
And put that later, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think that some people, not to tell you how to run your own channels or anything, but I know that there's some YouTubers that I enjoy watching where they are engineers, and generally more like mechanical engineers, but they have to learn some code to do certain things, and just them talking about how terrible their code is half the fun. And the fact that even if you feel that your coding isn't that great, you've made a game and it launched on Xbox. You got there.
Yeah, got there in the end. Yeah, yeah, it worked out. I mean, to be honest, it was a very arduous process to get here, which I talk about in the videos. Less about sort of my problems with code and more just the problems with things like motivation and scheduling and just kind of worrying that the game's going to suck and all of these sorts of things. So that's the kind of the side of things I try to show people of, like, making a game is a very emotionally difficult process that I wasn't really expecting.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then you finally get to the end of it, and then it's all up to community's perspective, whether they actually enjoy it or not. You may love your game, but you want to see what the community thinks of it after all this time. So
exactly, yeah.
Actually, I don't know if you're reading Twitch chat or YouTube chat at all, or if you have the ability to comment. But if you do have Twitch chat open and you type something in the chat, the moderators can give you permissions to post links.
Okay.
And you can share your YouTube channel out there, Discord if you have that, or anything like that that the community is able to come support your game or your channels or anything. So just say anything in the chat, and one of the moderators will give you the approval to do so, or at least hopefully. Carnage,
secretly log into Twitch while
no worries, we can also do that towards the end too. So all right, let's see. So yeah, chat, welcome. Let's get into the game. Mind Over Magnet. Also, it just came out last week. Was it Thursday? I think it was. Friday. Came out Friday. And see, that's a nice little intro. Just introducing yourself right there at the front. Actually, I'm curious, how many considering that you were doing all of your YouTube stuff in the beginning, how large is your YouTube audience?
1.6 million subscribers.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, which is well, to be honest, it's a double-edged sword, because you've got the lots of people willing to buy the game and lots of people to support me, but that's also just a lot of pressure and a lot of eyeballs on me. Especially because I've been doing these videos about how great games are made and how do you design games, and now suddenly I'm making a game and everyone's like, okay, let's see how good this guy really is. And a lot of pressure.
Okay. Apex mentioned Carnage. Is there any giveaways today? There are. Mark brought along a few game codes for Xbox to give away during the stream, so thank you, Mark. We'll be giving those away throughout the entire stream. So I did see another question. I have both my mice in different places entirely. So Fire asked a question right at the beginning of the stream. How many magnets do you own?
How many magnets do I own? I mean, I've got a bunch of fridge magnets, I suppose. I did make I worked with a company to make a plush magnet for this game.
Did you?
Which is very cool. The problem is that you had to sell 200 of them for them to do the print run of these magnets, and I'd sold about 170 of them, and so to make sure it went ahead, I had to buy like 30 magnets for myself. So I've got a whole cupboard full of plush magnets I don't know how to get rid of.
That's funny. I mean, you've got a giant YouTube audience. I feel like you know how to get to like get them in the hands of people.
Yeah, I could certainly give some away for free, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. Like, let's talk about you're the YouTuber here. Talking about developers. Like in the process of making their game and everything. Let's talk about like some of these introduction levels and getting. I think that was right.
This is a slight issue people have with streaming this game and other puzzle games. Is like your brain is having to try and
Oh yeah.
figure out puzzles while also talking to me. So maybe I'll take some of the slack for a bit. Yes, it's a puzzle platformer focused mostly on puzzles. So try not to do too much stuff where you're having to jump around and dodge spikes and stuff. It's more about thinking through the puzzle solutions.
Yeah.
And in this early section of the game, I'm just kind of getting you used to the idea of magnetism, magnetic beams, big metal blocks, and kind of the color scheme of things of how red attracts to blue and vice versa.
Okay. I guess let's start with oh, I know what to do. Let's start with the question that a lot of people are interested in when it comes to puzzle games like this. What kind of like or I guess how much gameplay in terms of like hours of gameplay would you expect a more casual player to be able to experience?
This game is probably about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
All the way through, yeah. It's on the shorter side. But this was actually kind of something I was sort of aiming for, is that it's not a super difficult puzzle game, and it's not super long. Part of that is just like I made it pretty much all by myself, so there's a limited amount of stuff I could make. But also I just wanted to make something that was a bit more friendly to an average audience. I mean, some of the amazing feedback I've had is that people have been playing it with their kids, and their kids have really been enjoying it.
Yeah.
So like keeping it sort of simple visual design and simple visual language and things like that, and the dialogue in the game is all very kid friendly and just kind of charming and things like that. So yeah, trying to keep it.
I can definitely see where. Oh, dang it! I could definitely see where it'll be appealing to both adult gamers and kids, or I went the wrong way, or just families in general. I'm curious of you mentioned that you made the game entirely yourself. Prior to going into the game dev process yourself, you clearly hinted that you're not a engineer or coder. Did you have any art skills prior? Actually, did you do all the art for the game yourself?
Yeah, I did all the art. No real art skills other than just I like messing around in Photoshop and stuff.
Okay.
A sort of amusing part that came as part of the devlog series is that for pretty much all of the development, the game was pixel art. I did it like a sort of more old school game, and then realized kind of late on in development that doing pixel art is can be a bit of a pain in terms of fitting different aspect ratios and different devices and stuff. And so part of the video series was an episode where I'm going to redo all of the graphics in the game as vector art, go through every single sprite and change it, which was part of it was just a reference to how bad I am at planning things, where I should have foreseen this happening. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes in game dev. But I think it was the right decision to make. I'm very pleased with the clean vector style graphics. I think it looks pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean, the art is definitely pretty. There's definitely nothing to scoff at by any means. And I've actually heard that same comment before, that people imagine that pixel art is probably the easier route to go, considering 8-bit pixel or 16-bit pixel, there's only so many options, right? And I've heard that pixel art can actually be some of the more complicated art styles to work with.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
it can sort of lead to sort of traps and things, and you basically have to really kind of know what you're doing with pixel art to get it to look right. I think if you just sort of stumble into it, it can look wrong. You can have, sometimes I see games where they're mismatching the resolutions of 2 pixel assets, and it doesn't look quite right, and it doesn't look like an old school game. It looks like someone has tried to emulate one, and it doesn't quite look right.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I saw a couple of questions. Apex asked, does the game have achievements? Well, we got an achievement right at the start, so yes. Do you want to talk about the achievements throughout the game? Are they pretty like you can expect to get them just as you complete the game, or are there some more challenging ones in there?
I think for the most part, you should be able to just get them as you're going through the game. There were a couple extras that were added just for the console version to just kind of fill out the achievement list, which are slightly more tricky and can be missed. But yeah, for the most part, it's just go through the game and you'll get all your achievements.
Okay, cool. That's pretty good news for the achievement hunters in chat, because we have quite a few of those. Apex mentioned for the YouTube viewers, anyone who's viewing on YouTube, if you're interested in participating in the giveaways, just note that we do. Oh, interesting. Okay. We do the giveaways over on the Twitch side of things. So, can I drop Magnus? Oh, I can halfway through. Okay. So if we're doing a giveaway, just make sure you hop over onto Twitch to enter. So, and we'll let you know in chat when giveaways are going to be happening. So, I saw something else before.
I just noticed that Apex Assassin says that they're trying to convince you to become an achievement hunter.
I know.
I think I kind of was an achievement hunter when the 360 launched.
Okay.
Like, those were the days where because there weren't very many games, back then, so you really could just be like focus on just getting a few things and really rinsing all the achievements. But there's just so many games now.
Oh yeah.
That
it's crazy.
I'd rather move on to the next thing than try and get all however many achievements there are.
I'm very much the same way, in the sense of I used to 100% as many games as I could, but it was really like I was super interested in 100%ing Halo titles, and so am I gonna hit that? Oh no. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I was interested in 100%ing Halo titles. Oh no. Okay, I got it. But yeah, there's just I think it was Master Chief Collection. There was like 1,000 achievements or something like that. It was crazy. It was just like, how am I supposed to have the time to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I played like the original Crackdown and got, all of the hidden orbs. Yeah. And I remember I was like following a guide to get them, and it was supposed to be that I'd get, the last one on the guide would unlock the achievement, and I got the last one on the guide, and it was like, you've unlocked 199. And I'm like, I've missed one somewhere in this whole...
That's the worst part.
And I think I had to just start the whole thing again, like start a new save game, go through the whole game. And I finally got the achievement, and I'm like, what does this even mean? This achievement, what am I doing with my life? So I'm a bit less keen, I still go for some sometimes. But I think I tried to like look down the achievement list and see if it... Because I remember some of the games I would go for the achievements. And we're not even talking about the game anymore. We're just talking about Xbox achievements. It's all good. I'd go for all of the achievements just because I was an achievement hunter. But sometimes you'd end up playing the game in like a really interesting way, in a way you weren't expecting to, because you're like to get that achievement. So sometimes I look through the achievement list, see if there's an interesting way of playing it that might be more fun. I remember like playing like the Ghost Recon games back on the 360 start, and you had to like play them on like the hardest difficulty mode to get the achievements. It was like, oh, this is actually like really fun, because it's like one hit kill and everything. It was
no, absolutely. That last puzzle, I feel like that last puzzle was where kind of the script flipped on like really needing to change your thinking on how to solve the puzzle. There's a lot of like introductory like features and mechanics in the first like, I don't know, 5 or 6 levels, something like that, and then that one was like, okay, now combine them.
Yeah. Something I tried to do, and I showed this in one of the devlogs, is this idea of the puzzle matrix, where you kind of take all of the elements in the game, you know, the magnet, the beams, the boxes, put it all down the x-axis, the y-axis, and then put the same ones across the y-axis, the x-axis, and then where they meet, there's like 2 different mechanics. So you've got like a combination, and then you pick 2 random ones basically, and try and think of a level that would fit both of those mechanics together.
Yeah.
And that was like a good way to like try and make sure the game is hitting every possible type of mechanic in the game and all the combinations, and just squeezing as many puzzle ideas as possible out of it.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. I've got some follow-ups here in a second, but I want to make sure I saw a lot of people coming in and saying hello, so let me say my hellos real quick. Sir Khaled, Dementia, hello. Drevel, M317, Lady, hello. George, hello. Who else? SML, hello. Okay, cool. Made sure I said hi to my peoples. I guess one of the fascinating things, and chat knows that I love bringing up this question, which is during the development process of the game, do you recall which level was the first one you designed? And it can't be the first one, was it?
And it's I think it's very rarely is the first level for most games, because you're learning what your game even is as you're making it, and you're getting better at making levels, so you kind of want to leave that first one till later. I think the one you just did was definitely in the game for a very long time.
Was it?
And went through lots of iterations, but it was one of those first ones where I was just like, oh, this is like kind of cool, and this shows how the game can work. I mean, so an interesting thing about the development of the game is that it originally the original idea for the game was that it was much more of a platformer. It was going to be basically like Celeste or Super Meat Boy with magnetism. And then at some point, while I was just prototyping things, I came along the idea of like, because originally it was your character was magnetic. You were the magnet, and you were like attracted towards things and repelling from things.
Yeah.
And I sort of had this idea of like, oh, what if it's 2 things? You have your character, and then you have a magnet you can pick up and throw and do all these things with. And that sort of just made the game feel much more like a puzzle game rather than a platformer, because you're thinking about, oh, where am I going to leave this guy, and how can I manipulate the world to have my character and the magnet in different places at different times. And so it pushed itself basically towards being more of a puzzle game, even though I thought it was going to be a platformer.
I mean, you do still get you could tell that there's the platforming elements that, is necessary, and it's generally pretty necessary for puzzle games for the most part. Kind of just depends on, the style of the puzzle, but like, I don't know, you look at games like Limbo or Inside, and I bring up those games all the time because Inside is my favorite indie, but games like Limbo or Inside, where you get both. It's very puzzle-centric games, but still very platformy at the same time. And I feel that you experience that quite often within puzzle games. Okay, so we entered a new world. How many worlds are there?
5 worlds.
5 worlds. Okay, cool. And is there a certain number of maps per world?
I think it's probably about 15 screens per world. I think it works out to. Yeah, I try to keep it, somewhat even, so you kind of have a nice pace through the game where you're, as much as possible, I'm trying to make sure that you're seeing new things as you're going along. You're kind of just doing the same thing over and over again. There's different colors, different backgrounds, different mechanics.
Yeah.
Different magnets later on, and things like that.
I mean, for a guy that, came out of, wanting to like not stop interviewing devs, but like, take the knowledge that you learn from interviewing devs and then make art and code and turn it into a game. I mean, you made everything look super pretty. It's not, like or at least it doesn't come across as like Unity assets. Did you use a lot of Unity assets throughout the game, or is everything pretty handmade?
In terms of like art assets, it's all me. There was a few like useful things, like one of the my favorite kind of Unity assets, I think, called Text Animator. Okay. Loads and loads of games use it. As soon as once you've used it yourself, you'll notice it in every game you play. It's how developers do like the wiggly text in things and text appearing really nicely. But it's just a very, very good one. And also this other one called DoTween, which is just like adds all sorts of amazing like easing stuff into the game. So you want to make an object move from one side of the screen to the other, and then make it like bounce the other side. That's really quite difficult in code, but DoTween just makes it like a single line of code. So
interesting.
That was a big one. I should also shout out.
Oh, sorry.
Just going to shout out just because I said I made the game myself, and for the most part that's true. But the big thing I could not do is music, because I have no musical ability whatsoever. So I hired a guy called Zach Jones, who did composed the soundtrack for the game, and I think did a really amazing job. I'm so jazzed about it.
It's definitely, it feels very natural for the game. So that's cool. How'd you find Zach?
Fantastic. He was very good, just because I said, I have no musical ability. I also don't know how to talk about music. So I kind of get on a Zoom call with him and just be like, just like make it sound good. And like I'm not really giving him much direction. And he just like came up with just fantastic stuff. So that was great. So I also hired him to make the music for my next game that's just came out last month. So yeah, this is
you
like,
just released another game at the same. So wait, Mind Over Magnet came out on Friday, and you released another game last month too?
Yes. So Mind Over Magnet came out on PC originally in November of last year. So this is the console port, and so in between those times, which isn't actually that long, it's only like 8 months or something. I kind of got the dev bug, and so made another game, which is a sort of word game. A sort of word-based roguelike thing. So it's just sort of a bit strange for me to get my mind back into Mind Over Magnet, but it's actually really nice to just watch you play it and be like, oh yeah, I made this game. This is cool.
Oh, I just figured it out. Okay. Cool. Where did when you were, so you made almost everything for this game except for the music. Where did you learn about Zach? Like, did you find him on some sort of like platform to contract musicians for games?
Well, this was one of the things I sort of shouted out in my devlog series, was like, I need a composer. I don't know how to make music, so if you want to, I put out like a form and people submitted their things. I got like 700, suggestions of people wanting to do the game, which was way too many for me to listen to. So I listened to quite a lot of them, lots of music. And people suggested their rates, how much they want to be paid for it, and all these things. And the thing that just really attracted me to Zach is that he had a piece of music on his collection that he was like, I feel like this would be a good vibe for the game based on what I've seen of it so far. And so I was able to literally just download that MP3, put it into Unity, and kind of see what the game would be like, and be like, yeah, that does kind of work. So yeah, if you could make some more stuff like that, that'd be fantastic.
Cool.
So that was, this is one of the weird things about the development of this game, is that I do have this large fan base, I guess, before making the game, which has certainly made some aspects of the game be like being on easy mode. I can ask for playtest, like I've asked for playtesters on Twitter and had like 500 people be like, oh yeah, I want to playtest the game. Where some people are, when I make the suggestion for like you should get playtesters for your game, playtesting is so important. People are like, how do I get playtesters? So that made me realize that I was perhaps taking things for granted.
I mean, you definitely have the ability to reach out to reach out to audience to help you with stuff. So, one, like you're definitely in a very unique position, but two, it's also lucky to have an audience who's interested in helping. So that's super cool. Let's see. I saw a couple of messages. I'm gonna scroll up real quick. Also, I see that the first giveaway is happening. So if you're over on the Twitch side, make sure hop over if you're over on the YouTube side, hop over to Twitch, participate in giveaways. I saw a question. Where was it? Question from Mark: what made you decide to become a game dev? It's actually, so I know you were talking about it before, as you were interviewing lots of devs in the first place, and you figured, after everyone that you've been, interviewing and talking to, it's time to kind of put it to the test and do it yourself. Was there a specific interview or a specific moment that kind of triggered that thought, or was it really just like the combination of doing it all these years and now it was time?
I think like one of the main things was in 2020 I hit the milestone of getting 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which was like fantastic.
Sure.
Huge. Was like really pleased with it, but as soon as that happened, I was like, well, what do I do now? Like, what do I do now with my life? And the thought of getting like, 10 million subscribers just wasn't very interesting to me. So I kind of racked my brain about like what would be like an interesting challenge to take on, and realized that making a game would be a good one. It was slightly nerve-wracking just because of the pressure. I felt like people would put on me, but to be honest, the community was really, really nice and generous, and especially the people in my community who have made games themselves. They had a lot, when I would talk about some dumb mistake I was making through game development or whatever, they were like, yeah, I've done that myself. They're all kind of in the same boat. So, yeah, wasn't too bad.
Okay. I saw we had the giveaway winner has not responded, but I'm just going to do it over the mic just in case he's listening. Jordan, if you're listening to the stream, you won the giveaway. All you got to do is say something in the chat. All right. I thought it was going to be balancing Magnus in front of the laser, but it's not. I'm going to figure this one out, but I'm kind of stuck. All right, let's see. I did see...
Yeah, could be a good opportunity to say that the game has a pretty robust hint system.
Does it?
Okay. Every level's got like a unique hint thing in it, and it's kind of designed to show, like, not just give the puzzle away, but kind of give you a bit of a nudge. I'm just thinking maybe this one doesn't have a hint because it's kind of supposed to just be a tutorial. But
oh, okay. So I'm just failing the tutorial.
But we'll see.
All right, hold on. I saw studio location for. Oh yeah, that's true. So a little history on ID at Xbox streams is that I find that most dev interviews that I'm doing for streams, all of the devs that I speak with are not from the United States. So we've decided to start making a world map of all of the devs that I interview, and so Dopey put in chat he wanted to know the location of Mark, so that way we could put him on the map. So over in the UK, is there anywhere specific you'd like to note, or do you keep that pretty private?
You just sort of put it in the general vicinity of London.
Okay.
That will get me. Yeah,
I totally understand the privacy of content creators. Fun little fact for myself is back in the old days of Mixer, and chat, this is your opportunity to say rip Mixer. I was one of the top 10 streamers on the platform then, and similar to you, I decided to take that knowledge and experience and then say, okay, I really like community growth and social strategy and really building interest of community into new games, because I primarily streamed indie games. That was that was how I grew. I grew up to a following of about 100,000, had over 1 million views, that sort of thing. And then I was like, I'm just gonna join the industry as a community manager, and then that's how I got started. And since then, I've worked on about 40 games myself, and now I'm here at ID just promoting indies because it's what I like doing the best, right? And so it's a good time to be able to showcase games that might not get as much recognition as they deserve, as well as just just get people to look at some of these games, because there's so many of them coming out, right? It can be tough to keep your eyes on everything. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I only have the one button, the red dot on the right. I can't balance.
I'm just wondering so on the screen that you're playing, is the camera up for you?
So
because there could be stuff behind the camera.
There's a switch on the left side. It's currently lifted up.
Okay. I was just worried that you couldn't see that switch on the left side.
No, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, but I can't get to it because this laser is in the way. Actually, I'm just gonna restart the map. We'll just blow up, and chat will get the enjoyment of giving me one death on my death counter. Okay. I thought maybe it might have something to do with all of the bolts and stuff that are on the ground, but
no, bolts are just visual flair that I added as a bit of fun.
That's what I thought.
That was one of those days where you find the particle button in Unity and you're like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to put that everywhere.
Until you run into a bug where it just starts multiplying them, and then you have a problem.
I once had a bug where it was multiplying the magnets.
Magnets here?
Yeah, so because there's in the levels there's a little chute that the magnets come out of, and I'd set it up wrong, and so a magnet died, and then 1,000 magnets came out and slowed the frame rate to 2 frames a second.
I often bring up that games with bugs, if it's so funny documenting that stuff. Like you said, you recorded a lot of your development process. Did you record and share that one in particular?
I think that is in one of the videos. Yeah.
Okay.
I sort of generally refer to bugs. There's just, it's just endless when you're making a game.
Oh absolutely.
And you spend so much time trying to find how to hunt them down and all sorts.
So dumb, I completely forgot that you can use magnets to block the thing. All right, figured it out.
To be honest, the sort of bug testing for this game wasn't too bad, just because it's a very linear game. You just go through it over and over and over and over again until you find all the bugs. But this other game I made more recently, the word game, is roguelike with random elements, and it's just there are billions of combinations of what could happen in the game. And as I had a small QA team and everything, but it was just impossible to catch all of the bugs. So that was a much harder job.
Interesting. And that's your other game that you've been working on?
Yes, yeah, that's called Wordplay.
Nice.
Maybe bring it to Xbox one day. That would be nice.
So yeah, I mean, oh, can I make this jump? Hooah! We did it. Interesting. Okay. So I guess let's talk about that a little bit. You released Mind Over Magnet about a year ago, and then decided to port it over to Xbox. Was that also kind of like part of your interest of, you know, being a YouTuber, talking to devs, not only making the game, but then the porting process itself? Was that like kind of half the goal?
Sort of. It was when I was developing the game originally. I was like, okay, cool, I'll make the game and then release it and figure out how to put it onto Xbox. That's going to be sweet. But the problem was, as soon as the game was done, I'm like, I never want to think about magnets ever again. I have been bashing my head against a wall with this game for like, the game took me like 3 years to make. Absolutely sick of it by the time it was done. And so the thought of going through the process of bringing it to consoles was not something I wanted to really do. But I still would really wanted to have it on Xbox. I thought it'd be amazing. So, but luckily there's fantastic studios out there, porting studios, publishers who will kind of do that for you. And so when I went to GDC at the beginning of the year, I took meetings with lots of different publishers and people who do ports, and spoke to different people, and then spoke to these guys from Brazil called Alchemy Games. And I mean, their pitch was like, you probably don't want to do all this boring stuff to do with porting. You probably are completely sick of your game by now. And like, yeah, that's exactly it. They're like, you just give us the Unity file, leave us to it, and then in 6 months' time or however long, it'll be on Xbox, and we'll give you like a cut of the profits. I'm like, that sounds great to me. So it was a very hands-off experience for me doing consoles, which is a bit of a shame, just because I would like to have talked about that aspect more for my community and to sort of show them porting. But just from like my perspective of wanting to not go absolutely mad, it was the best decision was to just let someone else do it.
It's actually pretty common that a lot of developers like moving on to the next project, because you spend so much time making I mean, absolutely your first game you absolutely spend so much time making that by the time you release it, you already have a pretty good idea what your next game is going to be, because you learn from all your mistakes. You recognize what you're most interested in when it comes to game development, because your first game, you're like, I'm interested in making a game. Just that's it. That's the thing. And generally you have a genre in mind, right? But you go through, you make the game, and then you're like, wow, I learned how much I don't like doing this, or how much I love doing this, right? And then so you start going into the thought process of, okay, what could I make that avoids this but really focuses on that kind of a thing? And then, you've built up connections along the way, right? The chat is having a bonkers time with this first giveaway.
Did I just win my own game?
You did. First,
amazing.
There's been a couple of people in chat who went AFK, so they timed out. And then the bot won, and now you won. Yeah. And now one of the people who wasn't here, hold on, he still has a chance. He could have come back. He could have come back. Make sure you ask, Jordan, are you here?
I can't even give this game away.
Oh, no. That's so funny. The bot polling winners is just the funniest thing. Let's see. But yeah, so like moving on to your next title. Actually, so you just said you just released your second title. is the third one in mind, or are you kind of figuring out what you want to do with the second one now that it's out?
I think I feel like I'm kind of done with game dev for a while now. I feel like I scratched that itch. I wanted to make a game. I made this one. And then, like you were saying, when I got to the end of it, I was just like, I could have done this so much better, so much faster. Like, I know how to make games now, so let's just make like one more, prove I can do it. Did that. Then it did, I made the game like 7 months from beginning to end, so that was like prove that I can at least make games more quickly. And it was like, it'd be nice to have my game on consoles, have it on Xbox, that'd be sweet. And now that's done, so I'm kind of like, go back to YouTube now. Making games is hard. I just want to go back. YouTube is easy. I want to go back to YouTube for a while.
That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be hard. I guess, how does your, this is a pretty unique interview process for ID, because I haven't really run into the scenario of interviewing someone who has a social following from somewhere else. They've either built their social following through game development, like they've made previous games, something along that line. Okay. Wait, how am I gonna do that? Or they've made the game for they built their following somewhere else, or this is generally the first game. That's generally the interviews that I go through. So with that said, how does your audience feel now that you've made your game? Were they pretty supportive of Mind Over Magnet being, your first title, and then were they pretty interested in the second game? And now that the second game is out, do they have an expectation of you moving on to a third game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they just assume I will, because when I finished Mind Over Magnet, I was just like, I'm done with game development now. That's all in the past. That's behind me. And then, like, a short while later, I'm like, guys, I made another video game. I'm so sorry. That wasn't supposed to be the plan, but it's come along. So, because there's a bunch of people who very much enjoyed watching me make this game and support me, but there's a lot of people who are just like, I signed up for the videos about designing Halo levels and stuff, and now you're going off and making blooming games about magnets. Get back to making the YouTube videos. And so I've been very much aware that I feel like I've only got so much patience with these people. Have got so much patience with me, so I'm ready to get back into the YouTube game for them. But it's whenever you have a community, there's a whole bunch of different sides of it and different types of people who are into different things. You're very good at this game, by the way. I've done streams with people who have been playing through it and just get completely stumped, but you're like flying through it. So
puzzle games are my absolute favorite. Like I said, I grew my audience based on indie games, and so primarily a lot of people make puzzles as either their first game or just some of the best indie games just also happen to be puzzle games, which is kind of wild to think about, that some of the most incredible games out there are puzzle games. I mean, look at like Blueprints, right? I mean, Blueprints just came out not that long ago, and it is strictly just a puzzle game. It's narrative for sure. There's a lot of story behind it, but like super incredible game. And honestly, if Expedition 33 didn't come out this year, I'd say Blueprints had a pretty good chance at a Game of the Year title. But yeah, I love my puzzle games. So it's always fun being able to interview a puzzle game, and on top of which, like, my Friday stream was also a puzzle game, so I'm very much in the puzzle mindset right now. So
yeah. I love puzzle games. It turns out they're very difficult to make good puzzles. It's a real art to it.
Oh yeah.
And I sort of realized as I was developing this, like, all the people who make really, really, really good puzzle games, like the guy, Jonathan Blow, who made Braid and stuff like that, they have essentially devoted their life to the craft of puzzle design. And they eat, drink, and sleep puzzles. And then I come along being like, I could probably one of these to be easy, I'm sure. And you go, oh no, there's a lot to this. It was I had to, as much as it was like learning how to make games, learning how to make puzzles was like as much an element of this process.
Okay, so I can't flip. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I always tell myself that if I were to ever solo dev and make a game, or not even solo dev, but like be. So my dev experience is that I've worked with publishers in the past. So I used to work for Tiny Build back in the day.
Okay.
And so I worked as a developer. I was a community and social growth strategist, and then. But I worked with every single game. We were putting out 12 games a year at that point. So I worked with every dev that we were making, or that we were publishing. But when it comes down to it, like, I didn't actually do like the actual coding or art or anything like that. I've always said that if I wanted to make a game, it would be a puzzle game. But I also recognize that you have to be, when you're creating the puzzles, you have to be a little more like quick-witted in comparison to the person who's playing, because you want it to be challenging, and that's difficult. What's challenging to you when you're developing it, when you're done making the actual challenge, it might not actually be challenging at all,
I mean, completely. This is one of the things that makes puzzle games really difficult to develop, is that as soon as you make the level, the solution to the puzzle, so that you are the worst playtester in the world because you walk into it and you know exactly what to do. So I mean, I had to do a lot of playtesting on this game, ran through it with people over and over and over again throughout development. I was very fortunate to have lots of very cool people play it, and I basically ask them to, send them a build of the game and say, can you record yourself playing through the game, say into a microphone exactly what you're thinking at every moment, just kind of give me your thought process. Watch those videos, cringe myself inside out because they're finding bugs and stuff, and it's just horrible, and just keep doing it until the game is no longer horrible to watch. So it was very playtest heavy, which it was an interesting
thing, absolutely. I saw a couple questions. Did Keith play this game on another count to practice? No. You guys know that I never play the games prior to the interview. I do that strategically because I believe in genuine reaction when you play stuff. Like, I'm sure you recognize this as a YouTuber, where like fake reactions and stuff like that just aren't interesting to me at all. I like seeing someone experience and struggle with something the first time, and you can tell when they haven't, and they're kind of like, trying to recreate the struggle of playing it when it's not really struggling at all because they already know the solution. It's like 95% of the games I have no experience with the game whatsoever other than watching a trailer. The only time that ever changes is like I do watch a lot of YouTubers in my casual time. So sometimes I'll run into a title where I have seen like one of my favorite YouTubers play it. Like I watch a lot of Markiplier, for example. Markiplier had streamed, or had made a video for a game called Rat Shaker, and we ended up having Rat Shaker come through the stream. And coincidentally enough, I watched Markiplier's Rat Shaker, or I only watched like 15 minutes of it, and then recognized that it was launching on Xbox and that I was going to do a developer interview with the dev for it. I was like, okay, I have to stop watching Markiplier play this game because I don't want it spoiled, because it's a very small narrative game. If, you know, narrative you're only going to experience the one time. So, yeah. Apex said, Mark, did you get puzzled when it came to creating a map to solve? I imagine that had to be yes, right? Like when you're creating a map, was there ever a struggling point where, you know, I guess, well, actually, this is another good question that comes out of it too, is do you start with the solution and then work backwards?
Sort of, yeah, in a way. So I just kind of start with like an interesting interaction. So like in the last level you just did, it was like a level where the magnet's going up the screen and you have to then get up higher than it and grab it in midair. And so like that's the crux of the puzzle, that's the interesting thing. So which I guess is kind of the solution in a way. And then building the level around that. So it's not immediately obvious that you have to do that. Try and throw the player a little bit to make them think that they could do it in a different way, and then they try and do that and they go, oh no, that's not going to work at all actually. That seemed the obvious route, but that's not right. So throwing kind of a bit of red herrings at players,
Sure.
but then also giving them a chance to sort of subtly push them towards the solution. There's a lot of things like that, but yeah, it was just coming up with lots of unique and interesting, essentially like ramifications of the system that I've built. Like, what is a game where you have magnetism lend itself to, and what sort of puzzles can emerge from that, basically. It's interesting, a lot of the game, in a way, kind of designed itself. There were puzzles, some of the best puzzles in the game were ones where they just kind of sprung up on me as I was messing around in Unity and putting things together, and was like, oh, that's actually kind of a cool puzzle. If I just like iterate on that for a while, that'd be good. So
Yeah.
it's kind of embarrassing that like most of the best stuff in the game I didn't really feel like I made myself.
I feel like there's a lot of recognition of that, where as you keep developing a game further, you find that the most valuable thing will either comes from someone else or something else kind of letting you recognize, like, oh, this is the way I should go. You get a lot of that through player testing, like, you know, why didn't I think about adding this, you know, feature in the first place, kind of a thing. Why did it take the community to figure out? But you also got to recognize that, like, it is truly like I think I recognized this the most as I started watching a lot of streams, that you have there is a strong value in the amount of voices talking to you, and so like when you watch a stream and a streamer gets stuck in a game, but suddenly you have like 40 people in chat who already know the solution. You know, it's like, okay, the value really comes out of that. You know, if I've played 2 hours of this, they've played 80 hours combined, you know? And so there's so much value that comes out of something like that. So you have to recognize that comes into play with, it extrapolates further. Like all of these people who have played hundreds of hours of puzzle games are now all helping you at the same time. So there's a lot of really good stuff that comes out of things like that. Let me make sure there's no other messages, because I know I need to let you start getting going here soon. Chat, was there any last questions you wanted to ask Mark before? Oh, here's your hint thing. But how do I trigger it on Xbox?
I believe it's just the sort of, there you go. If you go to hit that, whatever you just did, the start button, and go down to stuck.
Oh.
And then
Wait. Skip.
I will message my publisher about it.
We found a bug.
That may be a bug.
That's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
So is one of those actually help?
Possibly.
Do you know whether it would be 3 or 4? I feel like it would be 3, right?
Probably 3, yeah. Let's find out. Let's find out together. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you've actually landed on the solution there, and so the hint is basically just like affirming that you have.
This is the solution, huh? Well, that wasn't it.
I feel like I'm back in playtesting mode. This is like flashbacks.
Wait, but I'm so confused. That's the solution. How do I move over to Magnus? If I press...
Maybe not like the solution, but it's like this is like the key step you need to be in before solving it.
Jump any higher. Okay.
I got a message from Alchemy, the publisher, on Discord, just being like, we're watching. So hopefully they saw that bug and they're on it. They're on it.
That's good. That's good. That tends to happen quite a lot. Is that the devs are constantly watching to see, like, did something happen? That's funny. Thanks for watching, Alchemy. All right, so last questions that we have before we let you go is... that's actually a really good question from Joe. Now that you're thinking about going back into YouTube, how will you approach your videos differently based on your new experience with game dev? Because your videos are based on interviewing devs and the process of game development. Now that you've done it, how does it change, if at all?
Oh, I mean, massively. I'm talking about the experience of making games. Now with this first-hand experience, there's so much more that I can share with people, so much more I can sort of bring to the commentary and the criticism and stuff that I'm giving that hopefully be level-headed and come from a place of experience and rather than just being like, I'm sure games can't be that hard to make. I'm like no, I know they're hard to make. And in other ways also, I mean, I've already made some YouTube videos since getting into game dev where I've been able to like make interactive elements to the videos where I'm like, if you just go and download this, you can like play a small game. So one example would be I made a little tiny game called Platformer Toolkit, which is the idea is it's a platformer where at any moment you can press a button to reveal all of the kind of sliders for how the character moves and jumps, and you can tweak it however you want to see like, oh, maybe I can see how it would be to make my own platformer character, what would be like if I made it run faster or jump higher or had higher gravity things. So that was just like a way of using my actual game dev experience to give people a much better like hands-on idea of what it's like to make a game.
Okay. And then magnets, how do they work?
Well,
not quite the question.
Well, it is a good question. I mean, the funny thing is that people, I thought I'd get more pushback from this, but the magnets in this game are completely scientifically impossible because they're all monopole magnets, right? They're like they only attract, they don't repel. This does not exist in the universe, but people seem to be fine with it, so all good.
Yeah, I noticed that when I would walk with Magnus over my head, that he didn't get attracted to the like giant drill bit that would be right above me.
Yeah, It's video games. You can do what you want. It's fine.
True. You make imaginary spaces. All right. I might need an actual hint from you before I let you go. What am I doing wrong here?
So the idea with this level is you want to like have those things rising up, and then you're running to the right to get through that section.
Yeah.
But you need to set it up in such a way that it's going to block that laser beam for as long as possible. So if you set it like that, then set them to go up, and then immediately start running to the right. You should be able to like go, and then get through. So it's like blocking the laser beam, and you're at the end.
I was trying to do it the opposite, where they hit the ground. I was doing it backwards. Okay. Got it.
Good.
Got it. Okay, cool. All right, chat. Let's let Mark do his thing and head on out of here. Mark, thank you so much for joining. It was truly a pleasure having you on stream talking about Mind Over Magnet. If you want to, give any last words on where people can find you, or how to support you in your game development process, Mind Over Magnet, everything else, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute delight to be here. Big fan of all things Xbox, so this was sweet. I mean, to be honest, just the main thing is I'd really like people to check it out on Xbox, play Mind Over Magnet, see what you think. And then you can find me on YouTube as Game Maker's Toolkit. We also have the GMTK Game Jam every year. So there's lots of cool stuff. If you are a game developer watching this, then we've got loads of cool stuff for to become a better game developer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, that was one thing that we kind of forgot to mention was Game Jam. So I'll make sure to talk about that a little bit after you head out. But thanks so much for joining, chat. I'm gonna keep playing Mind Over Magnet for the next hour, and we should still have more giveaways in the chat. So again, thanks, Mark, for providing keys. And then have a great rest of your evening. Congrats on the launch, and
thank you.
Hopefully maybe we'll see your next game come to Xbox.
Cool.
All right, man. We'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
All right. Take care. All right. Let me make sure everything's transferred over. I think we're good. All right, chat. Mark was a nice guy, right? That was fun. It's always nice hearing someone who talks so positively about the game development process, and who really dives into that. It's not exactly easy. It is a challenge to make time-based puzzle. It is not exactly easy to make. Okay. I got it. I know what to do. Let me put Magnus right here. There we go. But it is much, and I've said this on previous. Am I facing the right way? Did my camera flip? Is my camera facing the wrong way? I think it is. But it is much easier making games nowadays in comparison to. Uh-oh, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, I know what to do. We'll go up here. In comparison to the past, there's so many useful tools that you have at your disposal when it comes to Unity or Unreal or anything along that line. Where's the top left? See part of a white circle? Oh, under the camera? It's to restart the level. That's all it is. Yeah. To restart the level. Whoa. Big map. Whoa. Oh, God. Okay. Whoa. Okay. If there was a score? No, no, no. Alright. There's a lot going on here. Oh! I almost died. Okay, so magnet turn off. Magnus goes here. Perfect. One down. Ah, okay. Now I don't need that drill anymore. So we can bring Magnus. Magnus got killed? He's back. Now we need red switch. This. This. That was easy enough. Don't get squashed. Magnets still die, they multiply. I wish I had taken screenshots of the cams flipping when I have the dev scenes. On the scene of the dev. Oh, yeah. You gotta do some rearranging. Oh. What's up there? Min. Magnus. Whoa. Tin can. Automation, they call it. Oh, no. Alright. Magnet babies. Glad this came to Xbox, picking it up now. There you go. Yeah, it just came out on Friday. Alright, we're gonna have to save a third magnet friend. Whoa. Okay. Rooting for Jordan to win the giveaway for the third time. Okay, so Min takes red Okay. Red takes the red lifts. Magnus takes the blue lifts. Oh. Rigged. Mods winning giveaways. We can't allow for that. Wait, what was that? Aim? We can throw Min. Yeet. Oh, wait. Yeet. Nice. Okay. What happens happens when you step on this. Okay, we're gonna throw Min up here. Ride this up. Grab Min. Yeet. Perfect. All right. Mr. Coolness, congrats. Dude, winning a game on a Monday is awesome. Sets your week up for success, I swear. Oh, I didn't make the jump. Oh. Oh. Wait. How do I flip it? Okay. Boop, boop. There we go. And then put Min down. All of the puzzle solving. Now, can we yeet that far? We can. Yeah. Wait. How do I get... Oh. I like that puzzle. That one was fun. Now we're getting somewhere with the giveaways. Have y'all been participating in the Free Code Fridays on Twitter? I know, Dementia, you won week 1, didn't you? I know someone from the stream won week 1. I'm pretty sure it was Dementia. Wait, why does that say no magnets? Does it hurt magnets? Well, that didn't work. It was Dementia? Okay. That's what I thought. I'm ready for the Friday wins. I hope the weekend play it. I mean, you could win a game on a Monday and still play it on the weekend. You forgot to enter last week? Last week was a good one. There was some I mean, there was good games in week 1 too, but we had like 900 entries on the week 2. It was crazy. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. I know what to do. Yeet. Apex isn't allowed to game on weekdays. Why not, Apex? Wait, am I stuck? Did I get stuck? I got stuck. I had to restart. So no magnets go through this side. So oh. Can I arc this so that way? Oh wait. That won't go up. Just throw her over there. Boom. 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 Grab. There we go. Perfect. You win on one Monday and play on the weekend, right? See, Dopey gets it. I have a girlfriend. That's the first I knew. Where is she? Oh no. Oh. Okay, there's a lot going on. Let's see. So if we do that, and then we do this, what happens? Oh. I see. So how do I get Min over here then? Because I need Min out of this one. Oh, wait. Nope, that's not it. I have to... Oh. Oh, we're good now. Okay. And then yeet. Hooah. Oh. I died. I forgot about the laser. Okay. And then yeet. And then yeet. Alright, we made it. First death of the stream? Totally, first death of the stream. Yep. Yeah, just the one. Just the one. I hear a rumor that there's going to be another Xbox controller at the end of the month. Is that right? I would know nothing about that. Cool. That one was a cool puzzle. I like the elements of the red and blue lifts, and I get a feeling in the next world we're gonna have to control both Magnus and Min. put Min here. Okay, Min just slides all the way across. You stay here. Here? Here. I'll try there. Well, that wasn't it. Min is gonna die. Oh, wait. Min has to touch without... No! How does... Oh, wait. Oh! Wait? I think I got it. It's kind of like what I was doing before. Where I do something like this. Right? Maybe? No. Let the deaths begin. Xbox ID controller? Me too, man. A pillow controller? That's true. You want one of these? Look at this. Look at that. Ooh, it's squish. You have one of those? They used to be the craze back in the day. I actually didn't even know about it until I started working here, and then of course I had to take one home. How do I do this? I thought Min had to get stuck to the top, but then she just gets crushed. Oh! Wait, what? Oh, because it's a blue lift. I'm so dumb. Wait. So... Oh, but I need to be able to get to the other side. Yeah. That was pretty good. You never win? You won Free Code Friday. What do you mean? No, I was puzzled on that one where he had to help me. That's the only... Whoa. Why did I not just keep holding right? Cool. Wait. Oh my god. What? I slid off. Whoop. Okay. That didn't help me. Why do I... If Min goes... So Min needs to be up here. Wait, I can't make the jump with Min? Wait. That was the puzzle? Oh my god. I already have a hashtag set up. Okay. We can bring Min through. Oh my god, she's so fast. I thought I was going to be able to, like, run, jump, and grab, but nope. It has to be something else with the jumping pad, right? Unless it has something to do with this? Put Min under? Because she'll lift the thing? Dang. A second Doom controller? Oh my goodness. To include numbers? What did numbers have to do with winning stuff? Is that the strategy? Okay, so now we can rescue Min. Holy. Now, what was the point in that? Did I do that for a reason? I think I messed up. Well, that doesn't do it. PUBG grease-proof controller? Is that a thing? Oh, I know what to do. Wait, but I need Min back. Dang it. Boink. Did it. I figured it out. It was a limited edition thing. Chicken dinners, pizza controller was neat. Oh, someone's gonna have to share that in the ID Discord. Okay, interesting. Now Min can get picked up. And now I have Min. Dang. The link to the Discord retired? Oh. Alright, I have to discover what everything does. So, oh, Min goes here. Wait. I don't think that helped me. Cool. Solved it. Bam. Oh yeah, the Linktree definitely covers it for sure. Can I jump on Min? No. Okay. Button? Nope. Okay, so it moves both. I could throw Min over there. What would that do, though? Not a whole lot. I know what to do. Oh, I thought I knew what to do. You can't throw Min up here? Nope. I like the music. Put on the green switch. That got me the key, but I'm trying to figure out. I need to ride this up, I think. I need to put Min on the white bar so that way she blocks the red laser. I'm trying to figure out how I do that. I can put Min on here, I think. And she slides right off. Can't get there fast enough to throw her, so you've got to place her on the white bar. But how? The only switch is the green switch. Oh, Min has to die. Goodbye, man. I don't know, Mark. That one's a little messed up. I had to kill my friend in order to beat the level. That one's a little messed up, Mark. Hey, Tin Can. Log into the machine so we can move on, why don't you? Logging in. Employee ID, bot0205. Contract terminated. I've been fired. Foreman's note. These dumb bots were supposed to work for free with no complaining. But the darn thing started to wake up. Started to think. They wanted rights, payments, bathroom breaks. How'd that even work? New plan. Destroy all the robots and dispose of them. Chuck those useless things into the sewer. Logging off. Huh. I guess I was wrong. And you've been pretty helpful. Okay, Uni. Let's go find Max and get out of this place. I like how the only things I have is smiley face or frowny face. I know, I got fired. You can control which way you float up the tube. No, killing Min is not a death for me. That would be like if you died, Apex. Or when Carnage dies when we play Raft. We don't have a death counter for me when Carnage dies. I did, however, think that we were going to create a Carnage death counter. Sure. Okay, so now we've introduced moving platforms. What the heck was that? Oh! Took you long enough. Chill out, sis. Came as quick as I could. All right. Yeah. Hey, Uni, this is my sister, Max. Min and Max. Nice to meet you. So, Min, what are we doing? busting out of this factory. Magnus is waiting for us up ahead. Let's find him and get out of here. All right, so now we have the swapping. We swap with Y. Ah. I like it. We'll be in the 200s. Yeet. That was pretty good. Multi-personality? No, they're twin sisters. Wait. What? Oh! I didn't know I could control Min from a distance. Uh-oh. I killed Min. Okay, I got it. Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Final giveaway in the next few minutes. Oh, that's why. Dang it, I felt. Oh, I get it. Min needs to be max right now, but on the way back, flipped. Flip again. Nice. Restarts are 100% deaths. I will agree to that. I will agree to that. We're flying. Who won the giveaway? Did someone win yet or no? If you're watching over on the YouTube side, make sure... Why does this look like it's going to kill me? Who? Oh, that was it. Okay. All right, chat. Before we end the stream today, you have to tell me, what did you play this weekend? Death Stranding 2? Whoa. Just when I finished Split Fiction, I want to play it so badly. Dang. Min fell on the wrong side. Okay. I got it now. I fell down. Okay. Whoa. Boom. Got it. Can't wait to play Split Fiction. I can't wait for Split Fiction to come to EA Play. Can it? But it's annoying. Wait, what happened? Use backspace for what? Your M key is broken. Wow, you played a bunch of games. K4. Hunting those achievements. Played Uko Ungara, Stellarbound, Keeper's Toll, and Hidden Depths. Been playing AC Shadows. How many achievements have I got so far in this game? 7 out of the 11. So I'm guessing that there's like... Oh, there is... It looks like there's 2 more world achievements, and then there's actually 2 challenge-based achievements. I don't know if you get the challenge-based achievements for just playing, or if you actually have to try for them. Dang, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And the green just flips that. Yeah, I lost this one. Dang it. I was close. So then how do you... Min has to go here. This goes here. This goes here. This goes here. How do I go down? I couldn't undo the flip fast enough, so I lost that one again. I was gonna try to juggle the flip. can't go down that way. What do I do? What happened? Oh, Ima? Are you here? Ima? You won the giveaway. Are you listening? Yeah, you can't flip it fast enough, so I died again. Wait, so what's the solution then? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. No. Ah. That was hard. That was really hard. Dang. Okay. Cool game. Mind Over Magnet came out on Friday. And it's $12.50, I think. Is that correct? Yeah, $12.49. $12.49. Mind Over Magnet, made by Game Makers Toolkit. Big ol' YouTube channel. Interviews game developers on the development process of their games and all that good stuff. Decided to make his own game for the first time. So, Mind Over Magnet, pick it up. Came out last week. Came out Friday. Cool little puzzle game. Said it's about like 2.5 hours long. I'd honestly probably, I mean, maybe if I wasn't interviewing, then, because I'm at 2 hours. Maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Just depends on how stuck you get. But super cool, super cute. Cute little story. Yeah. Hope you guys had a great weekend. If you missed the beginning of the stream, there's a whole lot going on right now. From last week, we had 32 games come out. Right now, we're on par for 40 games coming out this week. So keep an eye on the social media channels. You can find the link tree in the chats on YouTube and Twitch. There's just so many games coming out. So keep an eye out for which games are coming out. We have Gamescom starting this week. There's a whole bunch of good stuff for Gamescom, so pay attention to that. We'll also be sharing that on social medias. And by the way, if you're new to the social medias, we use Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Discord, and Facebook. What else? We also have the ID at Xbox website. So if you're a game developer and you're interested in, putting your game on Xbox, that's also there. I'm trying to think. We stream Mondays and Fridays, 11 a.m. Pacific time, and we end at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We have developer interviews at least for Friday. There might be more next week. And then speaking of next week is PAX West. So we have Gamescom this Thursday through the rest of the weekend. And we have PAX West next Friday through the following Monday. ID at Xbox is not going to be doing PAX West, but I will be there. So if you want to come say hi, I'll be walking around the show floor. There are ID at Xbox representatives at Gamescom, so keep an eye out for them. And I think that's about it for this week. Yeah, just keep an eye out. If you have missed it, we've been doing Free Code Friday on Twitter, where we're giving out you get to choose which game you want from that week's launches. So all you have to do is just go on there and share the post and use the hashtag and then comment with the game that you're interested in winning from that week. And that's about it. So thanks for watching today. Again, thanks for Mark, Game Maker Toolkit, for joining us, and Alchemy Labs for publishing the game. And yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it is a post. I feel like people, I mean, I guess post or tweet is interchangeable. But I'm not calling it by the other name, Apex. It is Twitter forever. I think that's about it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on Friday. By then, you should have your Gamescom news, so we'll have a lot to chat about. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Talk in the Discord, say hi. Have a good one. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.